How's it going, everybody? The Seer here, and today we have the kit for the first boss of Battleworld. Now, I'm still excited for this, even though it hasn't really lived up to our expectation and the hype level that everybody had at. The boss fight itself is very epic, and I think you're all actually going to love that boss fight when you end up getting to Null. It's more getting up to Null that's kind of the chores and the letdown portion of this. I'm going to put in the description what my initial impressions of the Battleworld was. They've definitely been making adjustments to Battleworld, so that way it's living up to that hype. I'm hoping when it comes out, everybody's feedback is going to get listened to, and they're going to make more adjustments and make it to maybe where the second boss that we end up facing for that season is going to be better and kind of what we were hoping for. You know, they kind of did that with Cosmic Crucible as well. The preseason and the first few seasons were pretty rough until they've listened to feedback and made the adjustments and made it more interesting. I think they're going to eventually do that with Battleworld. So we just had to kind of live through the pre-season, if you will, of Battleworld. Now, this right here is going to be just the boss kit for Null. They do say in here that we're going to see what the actual playable version is going to be in the future, but this is a lot, and I'm fine with them really amping up the boss battle. And then when you get them, it's usually a tamed down version, so that way it's not walking over everything. But let's go ahead and check this out. So the first Battleworld boss. Strike's fleet will reach the surface of Battleworld soon, so it's time to get briefed on the enemy. A massive, unrelenting force awaits, led by the King in Black himself, Null. The creator and leader of the symbiotes possesses a threat unlike any other and on Battleworld, and he'll enjoy a boost in abilities that put your lines to the test. Today we're going over Null and his Battleworld abilities to prepare you for the boss battle ahead. But read on for info on how to eventually recruit Null to your roster and view important updates to Battleworld. Now, in-game, it does show that he's a 4-star unlock at 180 shards. In the Strike video that came out, that does show it as like 300 shards or 500, whatever it was. 180 shards is how many shards it's going to be to get them. So it looks like if we get the 10 shards a week, it's going to be about 18 weeks before the unlock. I don't know if there's going to be additional ways to get the shards, but just for clearing the boss and killing him, that is going to net you 10 shards is what it looks like. So I just want to give you guys a heads up about that. Now, for those of you who's not familiar with Null, long before the universe was born, Null, an ancient god of darkness, existed in the void and harbored a deep hatred for the light and life that emerged from it. Wielding the All Black, the first symbiote he forged from his own shadow, Null became a terrifying force capable of creating and controlling symbiotes while shaping weapons of unimaginable power. His mastery over darkness and the symbiotes allowed him to corrupt entire worlds, spreading his influence across the cosmos and leaving devastation in his wake. Rising as the dark creator of the symbiote race, Null clashes with gods, heroes, and cosmic entities, determined to plunge the universe into the eternal void. Now, if you're not familiar with Null, one of the first images we see of Null in the comics, he basically takes out a celestial with one blow with this sword, and then after he kills this symbiote, he uses that to even refine the All Black sword even more. That just kind of shows you how powerful Null is. He's able to kill a celestial in one blow with the sword that wasn't even refined. So that's kind of the power that we're going to be facing against. So below the kit is the boss version of Null, not the playable character version. We'll have the complete Null kit and abilities in a future vlog. Here's what you and your alliance will be facing in the boss battles. So his basic is called the Void Slash. Attack the primary and adjacent targets for 300% damage and clear 3 positive effects. Apply bleed. Apply 1 random negative effect from the following list to the primary and adjacent targets: ability block, blind, slow, or trauma. That's on a basic. Apply 2 random negative effects from the following list to the primary and adjacent targets: defense down, disrupt, heal block, or offense down. On primary and adjacent targets with darkness, apply +1 darkness. If a primary doesn't have the darkness, apply darkness to the primary target. Gain one random positive effect from the following list: defense up, deflect, or offense up. Gain an assist from a symbiote ally. This attack cannot be dodged by the primary target. So that's just as basic. This is usually like an ultimate ability for our characters. So I'm curious what they're going to end up changing for this portion of it. It's pretty ridiculous, all of this that it can do. So I'm really curious how they're going to make this a playable character. So a special is a 5/5. This is going to go off turn 1. It's called Symbiote Cyclone. Attack primary and adjacent targets for 320% damage. This damage reduces the max health of the target by 25% of the damage dealt, kind of like the Mephisto moves. Clear all positive effects on the primary and adjacent targets. Spread all negative effects from the primary to the adjacents. On primary and adjacent targets with darkness, apply +1 darkness. If the primary doesn't have darkness, apply darkness. So we're going to see what this darkness does later on as well in this kit. This is also going to bury yourself for 10,000 barrier. That's pretty crazy. Summon a random ally from the following list: Agent Venom, Venom, Scream, Symbiote Spider-Man, or Venom. This is unavoidable, cannot be blocked or counterattacked. You're going to see in this kit that he actually summons a lot of symbiotes. It's actually really cool, and having that interaction during the boss fights is awesome. Now, I don't know if any of these symbiotes are going to be getting any kind of stat rework or lift because of the way all of this interaction is. I am curious. I would love a symbiote Spider-Man to get like a facelift as well. He was one of my favorite characters when I started playing the game. He was out and he was like the character in the game. So for the ultimate, Oblivion Calls. That's an awesome name, by the way. This is a 6/10. So this is going to go off turn 3. Attack all enemies for 300% damage, plus apply 1 darkness. This damage reduces the max health of the target by 50%. So we have a 25% and 50%. This is also going to summon 2 random allies from the following list: Agent Venom, Scream, Symbiote Spider-Man, or Venom. Summon an additional 2 random allies from the following list: Anti-Venom, Carnage, Venom, Red Goblin, or Void Knight. Now, you notice that Gore isn't on here. I kind of prefer that because having 2 All Blacks on the field, it would kind of break the immersion for me personally if Gore was actually included on here. Gain +5 Rage, and this attack is unavoidable, cannot be counterattacked. We're also going to see what Rage does later on in here too. Passive, King in Black. Makes sense. On death, revive this character with 100% max health, and this character's revive cannot be prevented. I would be shocked if this portion here was on the playable kit for Null. I would bet pretty much anything that this would not be on the playable version. This is more so that way you can keep fighting him and racking up your milestone points for the leaderboard. This character cannot be cloned or have his max health reduced. Characters killed by Null cannot be revived. On turn, for every 10 rage on this character, generate 1 ability energy for self, up to a maximum of 5. On symbiote ally turn and on a symbiote ally death, gain +1 rage. On enemy turn, fill this character's speed bar by 20%. Gain +10% damage, +10% speed per rage. So as you see, as the rages go up, he's going to get the ability energy, he's going to get damage increase, speed increase. It's basically making it so that way as the fight goes on, rage builds up, and then you eventually wipe. That's basically how this is designed. So I don't think that this is going to stay on the playable, maybe up to a limit of maybe like 50, something like that. Symbiote allies gain +25% speed and +25% max health. This is to make it to where these characters here are going to be stronger, faster, survive longer. For every 10 rage on this character, symbiote allies gain +50% damage up to a maximum of 250%. Lower the passive assist chance for all enemies by 100%, so no assist, just like Black Panther, Shuri, Echo, stuff like that. While this character does not have barrier, gain +50% damage reduction. So you need to knock that barrier off, then you can actually do more damage to him. There's a cap on the amount of total health Null can lose each turn. The amount increases per tier. See Null's passive description in-game for detailed information. So again, this is most likely not going to be in the playable kit version, just because having it to where you can only take so much damage, it doesn't really fit a playable character. This character's max barrier is 1% of this character's max health and cannot be reduced. So he has a lot of health. I think it was like almost 1 billion or 100 million. It's something crazy like that. This character cannot have their speed bar reduced. The speed of this character can only be reduced by slow, so no turn meter rewind. This character is immune to the following list of negative effects: ability block, exhaust, expose, and stun. Trauma is not listed on here, so you should be able to trauma him. Unlocking Null. So here we go. Null's character shards are available in the Battleworld rewards, so make sure you play each week with your alliance to maximize the shards you obtain. You can look forward to even more Null Shards in 2025. So this should be launching in November. I'm guessing in about 2 weeks based on the strike time videos. We have one more video. Then the week after that, I'm expecting Battleworld to be launched. So that's probably going to be the second week of November. So that's going to give us about 7 weeks of Battleworld. So it looks like once that 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks is up, then we will be able to start racking in more Null Shards. That's pretty cool. So set the tone for your Null recruitment at launch and prepare to recruit the King in Black in battles ahead. Battleworld update. We want to acknowledge and thank the Envoys and Player Council for their efforts in playing early versions of Battleworld. Their feedback has been invaluable in our iteration of efforts, and based on that feedback, we made some changes to Battleworld outlined below. These updates streamlined the missions and add more fun to each Battleworld zone. That's really cool. They are giving the Envoys and Player Council props like that. We did a lot of testing. We gave so much feedback because we wanted this to really succeed. I was very hyped for this, as you guys know. I was so excited, and just having what we experienced not live up to the hype, I didn't want that to happen for all of you guys. So we were really fighting for this for the community. So let's see what they said. In the first Envoy playtest, each zone had 5 combat missions. Based on feedback, we changed this as the following. 1 combat mission was removed, so there's a 4 per zone now. 1 standard combat mission was changed to a Herald mission. That's that mini boss that I mentioned in a previous video. Again, I'm going to put that in the description if you want to hear my initial impressions of what I experienced. The Herald missions will be a single wave mini boss mission that featured a powerful symbiote and their allied team. This mini boss would be more like a raid mini boss in that it won't use the shaped Null's boss health bar technology and display. Each Herald mission will be included in a simple but fun in combat mechanic to engage with. As long as the difficulty is harder and you can really experience that and you're not just like walking over it, I actually think that's a really cool idea. All other missions were drastically streamlined to speed up completion time and help alliances get to Null faster. Null arrives to Battleworld soon, so be on the lookout for the start. So yeah, there's no date on here, but if we end up looking at the strike time videos, the strike spot videos, we have one more video at the end of the month. I believe they're going to do a little bit of a playtest for that. I would expect the following week of that to be the start of Battleworld. So personally, I'm expecting about 2 weeks. That's just kind of a hunch, an assumption of what I think. But let me know what you guys think. Are you still excited for Battleworld? His kit looks crazy. He looks amazing. I really love the design that they used for Null, and I've been waiting for Null to get to this game. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and check out my other video with my first impressions on this, and let me know what you guys think. So I already had this video done, but it looked like data mines came in, so I had to actually put this in the video because it was talking about potentially when Battleworld could be starting, and I was saying that it's probably going to be about the first week of November, and it looks like we have a more concrete date. Now again, this is data mines, it's subject to change, so until the strike spot video comes out at the end of the month, where they're most likely going to announce when Battleworld's going to be starting, we at least have a somewhat realistic date. So what we see on screen right here is talking about gaining progress in an event, spending campaign energy to earn the Voyage Orb fragments, most likely for the Astral team would be my guess for this, because you do see how it's talking about Astral armor. We got Turkey, so it's going to be another store coming. But in the scoring portion down here, win or lose in Battleworld battle the week of November 4th to November 8th. That's going to be a Monday through a Friday of the first week of November. So it looks like that's going to be one of the set dates that's set to come out. Now, Battleworld is supposed to be a Monday to Saturday event, so that way Sundays are off for you to essentially swap alliances without it really interfering with your progress in Battleworld. So they were definitely mindful of that. So it definitely sounds like a realistic sort of date. I personally would have thought it was going to be about November 11th, where the 16th would be the first official week of Battleworld, but it looks like it's going to be a week earlier than that. I'll try to get a video together once we get the more concrete information of when Battleworld's going to start, kind of get you guys up to speed as far as what teams and characters to focus on. I'll be doing an updated version of the Power Trios video that I did. That way we can try to factor in more of the Battleworld teams to essentially get you a roster to kind of get up to that. So make sure that you stay tuned to my channel to get that information. Now, you guys have a wonderful